Hello students, today in this class we are going to see the lesson magnetism and magnetic effects of electric current, and this is the session number 3, and today we are going to deal the topics Coulomb's inverse square law, magnetic field at a point along the axial line, magnetic field at a point along the equatorial line, which resembles some parts of electrostatics. Coulomb's inverse square law of magnetism. Here, consider two bar magnets A and B as shown in the figure. When the north pole of a magnet A and the north pole of a magnet B, or the south pole of a magnet A and the south pole of a magnet B are brought closer, they repel each other like this. Okay, they repel each other. But on the other hand, when the north pole of a magnet A and the south pole of the magnet B, or the south pole of a magnet A and the north pole of a magnet B are brought closer, their poles attract each other, as you see here. This looks similar to Coulomb's law for static charges, which we studied in electrostatics. That means the opposite charges attract and the like charges repel each other. So using this, Coulomb defined a inverse square law for this magnetism. Already we know there is a Coulomb's law for electrostatic force of attraction. Here the magnetism, the force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles is directly proportional to the product of their strengths and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, likely to be as it is in electrostatics. See, F vector is directly proportional to QMA and QMB divided by the R square, which is the square of the distance between them, and we have R cap in vector notation, where MA and MB are pole strengths of two poles and R is the distance between two magnetic poles. Therefore, to equate this equation, we get a constant K. So F vector is equal to K into QMA QMB divided by R square into R. Here are the two magnets. N and S are the two poles, north pole and south pole. There is a distance between this south and north, that is R. And in magnitude, F vector is equal to K into QMA QMB divided by R square, where K is a proportionality constant whose values depends on the surrounding medium. Here in this picture you can see there is a magnet which is inside a glass cylinder. This is a fine wire and it is placed with the magnet. Here the poles N and S, the positions P1 and P2. The SI unit, the value of K for free space is K is equal to mu naught by 4 pi. That means 10 to the power minus 7 Hm minus 1. Here mu naught is the absolute permeability of free space, air or vacuum. Now let's see magnetic field at a point along the axial line of a magnetic dipole bar magnet. Already we saw this type of things in the electrostatic also. We saw a magnetic dipole along a axial line in electrostatics. Likewise here, there we saw minus q and plus q, but here we have the south pole and north pole, and in between the two dipoles we have a middle point O, and this is the C is the directions towards the horizontal line, that means the axial line. Here the QMC is equal to 1 AM. N is the north pole and S is the south pole. QM is the pole strength of the magnets. Then 2L is the distance separated between the poles. This two poles. The force of repulsion between the north pole of a bar magnet and the unit north pole at a point C, that means in free spaces, Fn cap is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by r minus L the whole square I cap. That means the difference between these two lines. Here r minus L is the distance between the north pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole at C. Okay, this. The force of attraction between the south pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole at the point C, that means in the free spaces, Fs vector is equal to minus mu naught 4 pi into Qm by r plus L the whole square into I cap. This is the length between I, S and the midpoint O and A. Then this is the distance between the north pole and the C. This is the total distance from O to C, and this is the total distance from south pole to the point C, where R plus L is the distance between south pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole at C. That means we here calculate this length from C to O and then S to O. This is R plus L. Now, from equation 1 and 2, the net force at a point C is Fn vector is equal to Fn plus Fs vector. That means F vector is equal to Fn plus Fs vector. From definition, this net force is the magnetic field due to magnetic dipole at a point C, which is F vector is equal to B vector. By applying the equation 1 and 2 for the magnetic field at B, mu naught by 4 pi Qm by r minus L the whole square I cap plus mu naught minus mu naught by 4 pi Qm by r plus L the whole square I cap is equal to B vector. We take Q naught mu naught into Qm by 4 pi as a common, so 1 by r minus L the whole square minus 1 by r plus L the whole square into I cap, and if you take if you get an LCM, you get 4 RL divided by r square plus L square the whole square. We actually we take this 2 r out, so mu naught r by 4 pi into Qm 2L divided by r square minus L square. This is equation number 3. The magnitude of magnetic dipole moment is Pm vector modulus is equal to Pm, which is equal to Qm into 2L. We are going to substitute instead of Qm 2L, we are going to substitute Pm. Therefore, B axial is equal to mu naught by 4 pi 2 rpm divided by r square minus L square the whole square into I cap. Actually, the r is very much greater than L. The distance between the r is very much greater than L. So, we neglect the L. Therefore, r square minus L square the whole square is termed as r square the whole square. Therefore, r power 4, which is equation number and we get B vector axial is equal to mu naught by 4 pi 2 pm divided by r cube, by cancelling a r in the uppermost lane, and we cancel the r power 4. So mu naught 2 by 4 pi r cube into pm vector. We know pm is equal to pm I cap. Next, let's see magnetic field at a point along the equatorial line due to magnetic dipole of a bar magnet. Let us consider a bar magnet Ns as shown below above. Let N be the north pole and S be the south pole of a bar magnet, each with pole strength Qm and separated by a distance 2L. Right? Now, the magnetic field at a point C, which lies along the equatorial line at a distance r from the geometrical center of O or the bar magnet, can be computed by keeping the unit north pole. That means QMC is equal to 1 am at C. As it is in the axial line, here we have a south pole and a north pole as a magnetic dipoles and O as a midpoint. From this O, we have a point at C which is perpendicular from the directions, and we can see that two lines between them, which is from C to O it's R, and S to R it is given by R dash is equal to R square plus L square the whole 1 by 2. Now the force of repulsion between the north pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole at a point C, that means in a free space, is Fn is equal to minus Fn cos theta I cap plus Fn sin theta j cap. Therefore Fn is equal to the force of repulsion at the north pole is equal to mu naught by 4 pi Qm by R dash square. And from here, the force of attraction in free space between the south pole of the bar magnet and the unit north pole at C is Fs vector is equal to minus Fs cos theta I cap minus Fs sin theta j cap. Therefore Fs is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by R dash square. From equation 1 and 2, the net force at point C is Fn, F vector is equal to F vector n plus F vector s. Therefore, this net force is equal to the magnetic field at a point. B vector is equal to minus Fn plus Fs cos theta I. As you know, Fn is equal to Fs, so we put B vector is equal to minus 2 mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by R dash square or into cos theta I cap, or minus 2 mu naught by 4 pi into Qm by R square plus L square into cos theta I cap. Now the right angle triangle NOC as shown in your figure, it gives cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So 1 by R dash, which is equal to 1 by R square plus L square the whole square. Let us have this as a equation number 4. Now substituting the equation number 4 in equation number 3, okay, instead of this 1 by R square plus L square, we put B vector is equal to minus mu naught 4 pi Qm into 2L into R square plus L square the whole bracket 3 by 2 into I cap. Since magnitude of a dipole moment is Pm vector modulus is equal to Pm, which is equal to Qm into 2L, and substituting this in the equation number 5, the magnetic field at a point C is B equatorial is equal to minus mu naught by 4 pi. Let us have this as a stable, and we put Pm instead of this using this value. So R square plus L square, the whole bracket 3 by 2. If the distance between the two poles in a bar magnet are small when compared to the distance between the geometrical center O of a bar magnet and the location of the point C, then R is very much greater than L. We put R square plus L square into the whole bracket 3 by 2, while L is neglected, so we get R cube. Therefore, using the equation 7 in equation 6, we get B vector equatorial is equal to minus mu naught by 4 pi Pm by R cube into I cap. Since Pm I cap is equal to Pm vector, in general the magnetic field at the equatorial is given by B vector equatorial is equal to minus mu naught by 4 pi Pm vector by R cube. Note that magnitude of B axial is twice that of magnitude of B equatorial, and the direction of B axial and B equatorial are opposite to each other. Thank you, students. Thank you for your patience. Now study well for the examinations which is going to be start from next month.